searching for hope in the dead of night. No more hiding, no more shame. Face the fire, call the name. Lessons learned, stories told. Rise again from the ashes cold. Tuesday Talk, light in the dark, where the book can find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand. Tuesday Talk, light in the dark, where the book can find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand. Stand side by side, hand in hand. Shadows whisper, demons call, but we refuse to lose it all. Every fall, every tear, built the strength that brought us here. We are warriors, we are fire. Turn the hurt into desire. Not alone, never lost. One more chance, no matter the cost. Tuesday Talk, light in the dark, where the book can find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, 10 o'clock, January 20th. You know what that means. It's time for Tuesday Talk. So, I just brain farted. Wow, incredible. Tuesday Talk was designed for us to share stories of veterans and first responders. Welcome to Steve, Undertaker, and my boy Andy Stealth. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. Tuesday Talk is designed to share stories of veterans and first responders who might have struggled, who found their niche now, have found their path, their passion, their calling, and are now sharing that with others. So today is just going to be this little discussion back and forth, right? I had a discussion yesterday with a veteran about his disability claim, and we educated him a little bit on Title 38, Chapter 4, in there to discuss the disability rating. So a little bit later, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to show it to you online, how you can get to it and how simple it is to really understand how to write your disability claim, compensation claim, right? First things though, I got to say thank you to the Indian Valley Local School District, because they have for the last, I think, 3 years now, done this thing called a Gene Day. And in order to be in this Gene Day, you have to pay a fee. I think it's $1 for the students and $2 for the faculty. And this year, I just received a check from them for their Gene Day for Save 22 in the amount of $438. So they made a donation because of their Gene Day to Save 22. It's very near and dear to them. I've been down there and I've spoke once or twice, I believe. Veterans Day, they have a program there to educate the kids on veterans and some of the things that we go through, first responders. They're an incredible organization down there at Indian Valley School. So hi to Kate. She's the one that got us involved down there. Dear friend of my daughter, friend of our family. So thank you, Kate. She's a teacher down there for bringing up Save 22 to the Indian Valley schools. And thank you for the donation. All right. So thank you to the 5 people that logged in prior to the start of the show. I really appreciate you being here. It's been a rough weekend for me, a little bit. travel down to Columbus with Goat Locker. We had a few minutes with them this weekend. That was really cool. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my pictures loaded up in time. So I'm going to try and bring it up now so we can see it and see if they're in here just yet. And that answer would be yes. All right. So I'm going to try. I could do this right now on the live, I guess. We're going to bring up Mr. Senior Chief Patrick Drabeck, CEO and president of Goat Locker Racing. So we got to spend some time with Pat and Andy there in Columbus at the American Legion. We're opening it up right now. So they had a nice little setup down there that you can see the sim rig that they have. This is a mobile sim rig. It's designed to withstand a lot of heat, a lot of travel, a lot of beat ups, right? Repeated use and abuse by people getting in and out of it all day at these shows. They got a nice little setup there at the American Legion Midwinter Conference in Columbus. Thank you for having us down there with you, Pat and Andy. It was a great time. We got to have that back porch time, right? Granted, it was like 10 degrees outside Friday night, but we had that that back porch talk, right? We got to do that. We have been partnered with Goat Locker for about a year now, and we're starting our second year. We're very excited. They Save 22 has sponsored their Truck Series events, and I believe those are on Friday nights. Pat might get on here in a little bit and tell us more about it, but we're really excited to be partnered with them this year. They provide iRacing experience diversion therapy for veterans, first responders. They've given away about 16 of those sim rigs that you see there. Obviously, they don't give away that one. That one's pretty incredible high duty right there. But the rig that they give away to our veterans or provide for our veterans through grants and donations is very similar to that one. It comes with a wheel, pedals, a shifter, a monitor, a computer, the seat, a frame to have it all in. Plus, they give you a 1-year subscription to iRacing, and they load your account with, I think it's $200 to go in and buy specific tracks some tracks that you might want, or the car setups, things like that. So you're not starting off bare bone. When you get in there into the Goat Locker League, they welcome you with open arms, right? There's probably 20 or so guys in there that are running the Save 22 paint schemes. They have a Save 22 league inside, or race team inside of Goat Locker. It's really, really cool what these guys have done on behalf of Save 22. Really, really proud to be partnered with those guys. So check them out. They do a Goat Talk live on Thursday nights. It's 8:00 and it's on all their socials at one time. They got this thing called Discord. I don't know anything about Discord. Sorry. But there's a group in there. There's a whole lot of chat going on in there. They run, boy, I wish I could remember what it was called. After their races, they have a 30-minute cool down period. And I think it's called the bullpen or something. They got to wait for 30 minutes. And if you're still frustrated about the race, now you can post 30 minutes after the race, and they have moderators and things like that. And I just thought that was really cool. They give the drivers a cool down period. And if you're still mad after 30 minutes, you can come in and talk about it. I just think that was really cool, man. Right. Like, cause so many times, like even in NASCAR and drag racing, everything, as soon as you get out of the car, there's somebody there to talk to you, and your emotions are heightened and you're upset or you're elated or whatever. And, Dickle Don wrecked me in the corner, and man, what the hell is he thinking, and all that good stuff. So I'm glad they got this 30-minute time limit. We're going to have Andy on. Andy next week. Andy's going to be on, and Andy is their COO at Goat Locker. And not only is their COO, he started off kind of like I did with Save 22 as a client, right? He started off needing something more after his service, and he was involved in the iRacing thing, and he wasn't getting as much out of it as he had hoped that he would. So he searched up Goat Locker. He found them. He started talking to him, and bam, he fit right in. The camaraderie, the brotherhood, the racing, everything that people who have left the service are looking for, right? Had some incredible conversations over the weekend, so I'm really excited to talk to him next week and his experience. He talked about a service dog. He talked about using drugs and alcohol. He's got a really great story, and very proud of him and everything that he's been through to be able to go and do what he's doing now. So, congrats to Andy and Pat over there at Goat Locker Racing. So that's what I got. That's where we're at with those guys. For Save 22, I will be present, not speaking. I will just be attending with the Sam Center. Sam Center up in Canal Fulton is putting on a lunch and learn. And what they do is they bring in veteran service officers, speakers, try to teach you a couple things, stuff you might not have known, maybe some updates. And this week is going to be about non-service connected compensation and disabilities. So it's going to be really interesting time. Sign up for it at the Sam Center. Go through their Facebook page or their website, Sam Center, Serving Area Military and Veterans. Check them out. It's Friday, right? Yeah, Friday. It's Friday at 11:30, Sam Center, Canal Fulton. Check them out. Thank you to Jody over there. Jody's been doing a lot with the Sam Center, and Save 22 and them are working together to provide a couple more therapy programs in the very near future. Stay tuned for that. All right. I think that's everything on my list that I wanted to get to before we started talking about the disability stuff. Kate, hey Kate, thanks for joining us. I do have about a 15-minute or 15-second delay, guys, so give me some time to respond and notice you and things like that. We're going to bring up the web page. And as you can see, maybe, it's the Code of Federal Regulations. It's Title 38, which is up to date as of the 15th. It was last amended this year. So we can check out other versions of that. But what I wanted to point out here is this Part 4 is the schedule for the rating disabilities. This section right here will tell you exactly what the VA is looking for in order to be able to issue a disability rating percentage. All right. If you sit back and you read all this, you take the time like I did years ago when I had to go through my stuff, and I'm looking at this on the other camera, so it's on the other screen. Bear with me. Reasonable doubt gets explained. Evaluation of the evidence, it tells you how they're going to evaluate it. If there's a question on which rating you would get, it would be the higher of the two, right? If the disability picture is more nearly approximates the criteria. This is a lot of mumbo jumbo speak to say, look, if we think you fit in two of them, but you more so fit in, we're going to give you the bigger one, right? You kind of fit in the 30 and the 50, we're going to give you the 50. That's what that means. Anyway, what you can do in here then is I had a search up earlier. It'll tell you what you can search for. So let's just go big one for everybody. And there's going to be 11 matches to show PTSD. The schedule of the losses. It figures it would come up with something different. Inside of Chapter 38, Part 9, service members, this is the group life insurance. No, click to narrow results. Right there it is. All right, so inside of Chapter 4, it says there's nothing that says PTSD. Oh no, what are we going to do? Well, let's, how did I want to do this? Brain injury, right? Oh man, there's nothing there either. What am I going to do? There it is. Chapter 38, Part 4, brain injuries. numerical index of disabilities, schedule of ratings. You can go down an incredible flipping wormhole in here, right? So you got to really figure out what you're looking for. And this is what I was trying to get to the first time, and I couldn't remember what I was linking to. The schedule of ratings for mental disorders. Unfortunately, that's what we call it. You got to live with that stigma. It's just the way it is. We're trying to reduce that here at Save 22. So don't be afraid to come in here and check and look at it. But there's these codes. If you see the codes on the side, these are the disability codes that they're using, right? So if we look at post-traumatic stress disorder, it's 9411. That's the code that they're using to identify post-traumatic stress. So we'll come up here and we'll look for 9411. Cross-reference executive branch, one matching result in chapter 4. Under all of these, this must be a new update because I don't remember this one. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to read it from over here. On the right-hand side, you can see the ratings for mental disorders. And all of these codes here on the side are covered under this rating chart right here. Every single one of those, chronic adjustment disorder, unspecified depressive order, that code, persistent depressive order, bipolar, anything that is under or considered a mental disorder uses this rating formula. So there's multiple levels that you can get it rated at. It's 100%, 70%, 50, 30, 10, and 0. So since we're going to go talk to the Lunch and Learn people this weekend, I'm going to start off with the 0. A mental condition has been formally diagnosed, but symptoms are not severe enough either to interfere with occupational or social functioning or to require continuous medication. So that would say, yeah, you know what, we've got a condition, but you're still going to work. You're not taking any medications. You don't seem to need any therapy. You're functioning quite well, right? You don't have anything that takes away from you. If you jump up to the 10%, occupational and social impairment. All right, so every once in a while I have a little episode where I can't control myself or I get trauma responses triggered, as they would say these days. Occupational and social impairment due to mild or transient symptoms which decrease work efficiency and ability to perform occupational tasks only during periods of significant stress, or the symptoms are controlled by medication. So what that would be is something to the effect of only when it gets really, really stressful at work, right? You can go weeks without an episode, weeks, months without an episode. But when it happens and you feel overwhelmed and it's incredibly stressful and, the building's on fire and the dog's taking a crap on the chair and things are just not working the way you want them to, or the way that you had envisioned, and it's just chaos, right? It only happens once in a while. You control it pretty well with medication. That would be a 10%, right? Where I find a lot of guys fit is this 30, 50, 70 area. And again, this is going to be how you feel you fit in to these boxes, these chapters, these rating schedule, right? Because this is what they're going to go off of. It doesn't matter what you tell them, what you say, how you say it. It matters what they write down. So in order to effectively communicate what's going on with you to them, my recommendation would be read these ratings, see where you fit. If you don't think you have any of these problems, then you're not going to get a rating for PTSD. It's just not going to be there, right? We're not telling you to lie. We're not telling you to make stuff up. Come in and read the regulation. See where you fit. If they come back and say, look, man, I think you're at a 50. So let's talk about the 50. They They say your occupational and social impairment is with reduced ability and productivity due to such symptoms as we're not going to get into all that stuff. Panic attacks more than once a week, stereotyped speech, difficulty in understanding complex command, impairment of short and long-term memory, retention of only highly learned material, forgetting to complete tasks, impaired judgment, impaired abstract thinking, disturbances of motivation and mood, difficulty in establishing and maintaining effective social relationships. That's a big one for a lot of people, right? I wonder if I can highlight. I cannot highlight. Yeah, I can. Difficulty in establishing and maintaining effective work and social relationships. What's that mean to people, right? What's that mean? I don't have any friends. I feel like I can't talk to anybody. Everybody's out to get me. I feel like I'm fighting the world. Nobody gets me. They don't understand me, which is true. There's a lot of people in this world, right? And a lot of people don't understand each other. So it's on us ourselves to try to understand ourselves first. So let's try to understand ourselves. Disturbances in motivation and mood. What's that mean? Well, sometimes I mean, it happened to me this morning. I was stewing over an event last night, and it was my understanding that was causing the frustration. But I woke up with it this morning, and I couldn't get away from it until I addressed it, right? I could have let it sit there and bother me all day long, but I didn't. I addressed it. Those are the things that you learn inside of therapy, right? Let's stop. Let's take a look. Let's see what's causing me this problem. If I hadn't learned the therapy, that could have affected me the entire day, the drive up to work, what I was going to eat for lunch, if I was even going to eat for lunch. It would be with me through the meetings at work. It would come out in other emails and texts I would send throughout the day. It would affect a lot of things. Now, with therapy and assistance and real friends, I can work through it. I couldn't do that before, right? So that's a symptom, a sign of PTSD. You can't let go of what you feel is a personal attack. Your body goes into fight or flight, and you can't stop fighting. That's a trauma response. So that's what we're talking about here. 50%. It happens not regularly, but pretty common, right? That's what the 50% is. Let's move up into 70, where that's where I initially fell. I'll just come out and say it. That's where I initially fell. And with this, you get deficiencies in most areas of work, school, family, judgment, thinking, mood. You feel like you're fighting every moment of every day, right? You're in this survival mode, and it is just a constant battle, right? You still go to work. You still are paying your bills. You aren't, you're surviving, right? You're in this state of chaos, but you're surviving, right? You're making things happen. You're still being a dad. You're still being a husband, but you're not at your best, right? You're just not there, and you're fighting it every day. It impacts, as you can see, it's right here in the VA's letters, man. It's right in the ratings. Obsessional rituals, right? You constantly do something over and over and over and over, right? Just to make it right. And it interferes with other things, routine activities. You have impairments or deficiencies in judgment, in thinking, in relationships. Suicidal ideation. What is suicidal ideation? Suicidal ideation is making a plan. If you're making a plan, or you have a plan and you're thinking about a plan, that's suicidal ideation. It's not that you acted on it. It's that you have a way to do it. I'm just going to come out and say it, guys. If you're driving down the road and you're frustrated and you're mad and you're upset, and you've got this road rage thing going on, or this thought crosses your mind that, I'm doing 70 miles an hour. If I were to just cross that yellow line right there into that oncoming traffic, it would all be over. That is suicidal ideation. How to get through that? Dude, I can't tell you that in 30 minutes, right? I'm just explaining what suicidal ideation is. If you think to yourself, I could just go right out back and end it all right now with that pistol, that's suicidal ideation. If you think that you could just drink yourself to death, that's suicidal ideation. If you think you're better off not being here, that's suicidal ideation. Let's talk to somebody, right? Let's get it out. Because you're not alone in that thought process. My personal opinion is I think everyone on the planet thinks about things like this from time to time. The difference is, how often are you doing it? How intent are you in doing it? Do you truly wish it to happen? Do you feel as if an accident, quote unquote accident, would be the best way to go? Then that way nobody would know that you did it. Let's talk about those things, right? Let's get it out there. Let's be honest with ourselves when we do these ratings, right? So that's a 70%er there. Unprovoked irritability. How many of us have done that? You guys have all heard the coffee pot story, right? A simple move of the coffee pot from one corner to the other corner set me off. If look, these examples are my examples because that's what it's what I lived. It's what I went through, right? The dog taking dropping its butt and taking a leak on the carpet. Did you just now kick the dog across the room? Did you excessively whoop the dog? Did you, those kind of things? Did you just fly off the handle, right? It's literally a little bit of urine. You can clean it up, right? It's okay. Do you fly off the handle when the dinner's not put on the table at the right time, when time constraints are getting to you and people aren't meeting those time constraints, right? These are the things that you need to think about when you're filling this out, right? Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, and we'll get you some help, right? But this is the start. This is the start. Neglect of personal appearance and hygiene. This is a big one because we miss it, right? We don't know that we're doing it. We don't know that we're avoiding taking care of ourselves in the hygiene area. We think we're okay. It'll be all right. I'll shower tomorrow. Not a big deal. I'll wear the same t-shirt 2 and 3 days in a row. Or I'm not leaving the house. Or I used to shave every day. Why don't I shave every day now? Why do I let it go for a week long? Well, is it a choice, or are you just exhausted and don't want to do it? Are you neglecting your own hygiene, right? That's something to think about. And of course, the inability to establish and maintain effective relationships. You guys see a pattern coming here? You guys see a pattern in all this, right? The rating schedule is based on how intense it is. How often does it occur? How often are you going through these things? And in order to get 100% rating, according to the VA on PTSD, total impairment, you are unable to take care of yourself, right? You can't hold a job. You're constantly getting in fights, arguments, reprimanded. You're fighting at your home. It's a constant battle at home. You're having hallucinations, or you're delusional, right? Delusional being, I think something is happening and it's truly not. Hallucinations. I used to get asked a lot, are you seeing things? Are you seeing people that aren't there? Are you seeing objects that aren't there? I've never had that, but I can tell you that there are guys out there that have, guys and gals, especially after traumas, right? And trauma is trauma. It's a human condition, right? It's a human condition. Trauma happens to all of us. Death is all around us. You are not special. Evil is all around us. It's going to happen. The difference is going to be, how can you deal with it? How do you process it? How do you move on? And if you're latched, that's what I call it. If you're latched on that traumatic event, you will respond in a fight or flight way. And if you can't unlatch yourself, it can be pretty rough. It can be pretty rough. So let's be honest with ourselves on when answering these questions, right? That's really the main thing I wanted to show everybody today, is that inside of this Code of Federal Regulations, Title 38, Part 4, you're going to get your ratings. There are other ratings that you can go to as well. We were just talking about the PTSD ratings. We're under mental disorders. So we'll back it up to Part B, and you can see the rating disability chapter part here, right? And these are all hyperlinked, right? So you can jump into these things. Musculoskeletal. And it talks about loss, the history of the injury. It tells you the medical examination that's going to be needed, what osteomyelitis is, the bones, the joints, right? So let's talk about the joints, because we've all got we've all broken a bone or separated a finger or shoulder. Some of us have done a whole lot more breakage, right? So when they're talking about the joints, it's going to be less movement than normal. It's going to be more movement than normal. It'll be weakened movement. What are the words that you're looking to say, right? You can't just come in and say, man, my fucking back hurts like crazy, right? Or my knees, right? I can't get my knee to work. Well, what is it? What's going on? Well, it doesn't move as much. So they're going to do an examination. They're going to check how much you can flex it, how much you can rotate it, things like that. If it's in the hip, there's other measurements that they're going to do. If it's in the shoulder, there's, the rotation, there's the forward lift, the side lift. There's a lot of things that they're going to do to check it out. Excessive fatigability. That means you get tired a whole lot faster than you used to, right? Incoordination, impaired ability to execute stilled movements smoothly. Trick knee, right? Trick finger, your finger gets stuck. You got that, whatever that's called, trigger finger, I think, where your finger gets stuck, right? Pain of movement, swelling, deformity, atrophy of disuse. That means it's dying and you can't use it anymore. Instability. If you, a lot of people like myself with shoulder issues, it's an instability. It's called subluxing. It'll actually roll out of socket and roll back in. That's an instability. If it affects sitting, sitting, standing, and weight bearing are all related considerations, right? So these are things that you need to think about. Be clear and concise when you go in to talk to these evaluators and these doctors. What do they call them now? PCMs, the people that are doing your compensation and pen examination. You'll get some of them are VA doctors, some of them are done out on the town through community care partners. Think about these things when you're going in to file your claims. There's a thing in there called combined ratings, and I don't want to get into that either, because VA math is not math at all, right? It's like this long formula, like 70 plus 30 doesn't equal 100, right? It actually equals like 73. So when we get to that point, we can talk about it, but we're not there just yet. We're talking about how to fill out the form. What do you need to say? How to say it? Because many of us don't know how to communicate in other than Barney style. It fucking hurts. I don't want to do it. And I'm tired all the time. Okay, well, these are the way that they're going to ask you these questions. This is the way that they're going to answer those questions. So you need to be prepared to talk effectively about your conditions, right? So my recommendation, go through Chapter 30, Title 38, Chapter 4, and find what you're going to go apply for. What are you asking for? what actually going on for you. Be clear, be concise, be informative. Um, yeah, vision. A lot of us have gut issues, right? That's in here. The digestive system, right? Are you gaining weight? Can you not have? Do you not have a reason why? Are you losing a lot of weight, right? Well, they're going to talk to you about nutrition and exercise and caloric intake. They're going to talk to you about all that stuff. They're going to do a lot of blood work, things like that. That's in here. Um, Hemic and lymphatic systems. That's your blood and lymph nodes, right? So, do you have a condition inside of there? Did you receive something like that while you were in? And keep in mind, a lot of guys think that you had to have something happen while you were in, but because of the PACT Act, and maybe we'll bring up the PACT Act next week. There are certain conditions that are assumed to be caused by your service, right? And I don't want to get into all those because there's a lot of them, but the PACT Act covers that, and I'll write that down, and we'll talk about the PACT Act another time. Um, Dental and oral conditions, right? Did you get your teeth knocked out? Did you break your jaw? Did you, uh, whatever, dude? There's everything is in here. Everything is in here that you're going through, and there's a rating for all of it, right? I think there's even one that says not otherwise coded. So that is something I wanted to share. Again, Title 38, Chapter 1, Part 4. That's where you need to go. And I think, yep, I can. I'm going to put it over here in the chat. We got a new chat message here. Let me see what we got. Dang, some of those behaviors hit home and still do today. Still have trouble when a phone rings because usually when my phone rang. Well, Undertaker, you put it out there. So we talked about this over 6 months ago, maybe even a year ago, and you're still holding on to it. So I'm just going to ask you, man, are you talking to anybody about that? Right? Are you going to a therapist? Have you sat down at Blowing Smoke and said, have you done the things that we recommended? And if that answer is no, well, then why not? Why not? Right? We already know that you're not doing the thing that you did before when that phone rang, and you're still hearing that phone ring. You're still having those episodes. So this is what I'm talking about being locked in, right? Your brain has locked into a certain response to a certain type of an event. That's locked in, latched. You can't not undo it. I've been doing some reading about neurovascular decoupling, and it actually is theorized and proven that your brain will cut connection, and you can't go a certain direction inside your brain with your thinking. You are latched in a certain way. So there's therapy treatments out there. There are approaches out there that will teach you and restore that other path that was cut because of that trauma, right? You're completely normal for someone who did what you did for 30 years, Steve, right? Like that's completely normal. You're just because you're not like the bank manager down the street doesn't mean you're not normal, right? Your experiences in life are completely different than his. So don't think because you're not like somebody else, you're not normal. You are completely normal for an Undertaker, bro, right? You're completely normal. That's what you did. So don't sweat it. Don't beat yourself up. But there's tools, right? There's tools. There's ways to relearn it, right? You had a conditioned response for 30 plus years, and you don't have to be that way anymore, but you don't know how to not be that way anymore. So you have to teach yourself and learn how to not be that way. That's what therapy does, bro. That's what talking it out does. That's what listening to people who have been there. That's how you can apply it. And I want to be clear though, Steve, it's not going to happen once and you're fixed, right? what you'll see is you will recognize that's part of the battle right there. You recognize right now that that is a conditioned response that you don't appreciate about yourself. I'm going to take this off real quick. Let's stop sharing this and we're going to talk about this. All right, so we're back to normal. So, oh, where's the chats? You are responding how you only know how, and that is with a fight or flight because of your experiences for over 30 years. You have not been taught how to just go, oh, Danny's calling. I'm going to talk to Danny. You are conditioned to phone ring, somebody's dead. That's, let's be honest, that's what's going on. Every time that phone ring, you knew somebody was dead and you had to go to work and you took that very personal. And kudos to you for doing so. And thank you for doing so because not everybody can do that. Now, how do we get you out of that response? Right? That's what we need to work on. So how do you do it? You identified it. And then you tell yourself when it happens, you recognize that it happens. Phone rings. I just pause 3 seconds. And I tell myself, I'm not an undertaker. Nobody's dead. I mean, that's the way I would do it. There might be something else you need to tell yourself, right? You've identified the issues. That's 50% of the battle. And remember, it's not that it's never going to happen again. It's that you have a tool to utilize when it does happen. And then you utilize the tool and you change the response. That's how you learn. That's how you do it. I just had it this morning, right, with the email, and Trish sitting beside me, and she asked me if I was going to do Tuesday Talk. And my response, well, I was so upset at that email, and it was all me. Let's be clear, right? It was all me. I didn't know how to come out of it, and I could not get out of it. I wasn't going to do Tuesday Talk. I was that upset. I recognized it, and I used my tools, and I got out of it, and I was able to come back in and do the Tuesday Talk. That hasn't happened to me in quite some time, that kind of a response. So it's okay that it happened. I recognize it. I dealt with it, and now you move on. You got to keep walking, bro. You got to keep walking. I hope that helps, Steve. It just popped up. Great advice. I am getting better with sirens and life flight sounds. Well, we were talking about the phone. Now you're bringing in sirens and life flight sounds. I listen. I live in one of the flight paths for the Youngstown C-130s, and they come over anywhere between. Well, when I was flying, it was about 300 feet if you're on a visual, and I think it was 3,000 feet if we're on a instrument route. And while the sound has changed because the props have changed, right? It's a different sounding prop. When it happens, I still get the flashbacks, bro. I still feel the airplane. I still have visions of going back, right, and sitting in that seat and flying over the house, or a flight emergency that had happened, shutting down an engine, or a moment. I still go back to those. They still happen. But what happens more and more now is a smile when they go over and a happy memory, right? That's what's happening more and more. I remember more the feeling of pride that I had accomplished something that I had always wanted to accomplish. I got to go do it. It was a choice that I made to go be a flyer, right? So with that comes everything. It was a choice that you made to be an undertaker, right? So think back to that moment. right? Think back to why you chose to do what you did. I chose to do it because I had a dream. Ironically, yesterday was Martin Luther King Day. Ah, funny. Um, it's not what I meant. I didn't mean to do it that way. I did. I was 7 years old, and I got to be in an airplane on Father's Day down here at this little grass strip, and I was hooked at 7 years old. I distinctly remember this. We went to an air show that year, and there was the giant C5, and the air crew and their flight suits, and I was enamored. I wanted to be part of that, and everything from then on was I'm going to go be in the Air Force. I'm going to go be in the Air Force. I'm going to be a pilot. Well, at 16, I got told I couldn't be a pilot. And it was because of my vision. All right, well, that's okay. I'll go work on them. Let me go work on them. All right, so how do I work on them? What do I got to do? I don't know. Electronics is up and coming. Let's go work on some of that stuff. So I did, and I still got to be around airplanes. I got to do it. And then at 38 years old, Steve, 38 years old, an opportunity presented itself, and I jumped. And I got to be a flight engineer with the C-130s out of Youngstown. And that was a lot. We had 3 kids. We had, I was married. I had a job with the government, federal aviation, and I had to take time away from that. And a lot of people had to do things, had to step up in certain ways to allow me to go chase this dream, right? And I got to chase it, and I got to live it. Right? I got to fly for the Air Force. I got to live a dream. So I have a choice. I can think about all the bad things that happened when I was flying that airplane, or where I went and what happened and what I had to do. Or I can be grateful that I got to live my dream. I got to go fly it, and I experienced all of it in there, all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. I got all of it. That's what life was for me. And that's how I turn it around now. It wasn't always this way. Trust me, it wasn't always this way. I was pissed off, raging, fighting the world. That's the way it happened. And I finally got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I didn't want to feel that way anymore. So I asked for help. And in the course of help and therapy and friends and events and Safe 22 and getting out and listening to other people talk, you're not the only one. Right. And you are allowed to think of the good things, because there is a lot of bad in this world. There's a lot of evil. There's a lot of death. There's a lot of craziness and ignorance. So you know what? I'm going to choose to do my best to think about the good stuff and the happy stuff. And when the bad stuff comes, I'm going to deal with it. And I'm going to give myself the time to mourn or be angry or go through the process of whatever that is. And then I'm going to say, okay, that's enough. I dealt with it. I've already dealt with it. You've already had the moment. You understand what happened, and now it's time to move on. It's not that you're never going to think about it again. It's what are you going to think about when you do think about it? Hope that bloviation and excessive explanation was okay for y'all. Steve says, never thought of it that way. I'm overcomplicating things. You're damn right, dude. Yeah, I'm not wise. No, I don't know about wise. I've effed up enough to know when I'm overcomplicating things, and I have to take a step back and just look at the simple part of it, because this thing between the ears, it'll jack a whole bunch of stuff up. It really, really will. So, where are we right now? We talked about the Sam Center. Yeah, give yourself go check out Sam Center on Facebook, please. I think they're on the Instagram too. They're on you. I don't know that they're on YouTube, but Mom had book club. Oh, hello to my book club. I don't know if you're listening, Greg, Jan, Danny, Tim, Trish. Joanne's on. Joanne just popped on. Good morning, Joanne. Thanks for being here. Undertaker, thanks for being here, bro. You're still doing great, right? You're still doing great. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Well, thanks for popping in. Thanks for listening. I hope the education on the Title 38 helped out a little bit. Tune in next week. We're going to go talk with Andy. Uh, uh, what is the book of the week? Operation Overwatch is the book of the week right now. So I'm gonna try and finish that off. Gonna go play some euchre tonight. We have what else we got going on? I already told you about it all. So you know what? This is going to be a quick one. I don't have much else to talk about. I wanted everybody to understand that we were going to change formats for 2026. It didn't happen this week. That's just the way things are going to go from time to time. So we filled it in. I hope it was good for you. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Shoot me a text if you got my number. If you don't, you're not important enough. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. My number's on the card. My number's everywhere. The email's here. Come on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. So let's put I'm wearing the Carson Brown Save 22 Pepper Jack Kennels sweatshirt that we are selling to raise money for our service dog initiative. It's right there. It's in the chat. It's on your screen. These come in multiple colors. All the money's going to the program. Make sure you click on it. Check it out. We have another one here. This is the merchandise. We have one to just donate. This is just to donate. No sweatshirt. But look, man, if you're going to donate, get a sweatshirt, right? Have at it. That's going really well. Thank you. The service dog initiative is going well. I think we've closed or are about to close the application process and select our recipient. That program is Albert's. That is not mine. I don't really have any say-so in that program. I just get the updates. So when Albert comes back, maybe next week, we'll get a live update on that. I did just talk to him this morning. He said they've got about 25 applicants right now in the process that they're going to go through. It will not be a single person making the decision. It will be a group decision. He did tell me that. I don't know who the group is at this time just yet. I'm assuming it's going to be Pepper Jack Kennels, Carson Brown, Save 22 group of people that decide the recipient. I know we're bringing in some expertise in the service dog industry, right? So hopefully we'll have something for that soon. But keep supporting it. Keep clicking on it. Keep sending it to all your friends. And if you don't want to support the service dogs and you just want to support Save 22, boom, you can go right here to this one as well. Maybe this one will go in there. Is that one going to do the link? There it is. That's the one I wanted to use. This one has to go away. All right. Click right here. Click over in the chat. Donate to Save 22. Click on it over there in the chat. Scan it. We got about a 15-second delay, so I'm just waiting for everything to catch up over here on YouTube. All right, we're coming up on just about an hour. Keep on the lookout for the Save 22 updates on social media. The motorsports program is going to be amazing this year with a lot of opportunities. It's looking like Toledo, Ohio, Milan, Michigan, Dragway 42, Hebron, Ohio, Indianapolis Raceway Park is a big maybe, but it's there. Mid-Ohio with a partnership with another organization. That might happen. We have IHRA done coming up in March 21st, 19th through 21st. Working on a special surprise. Hopefully we can have one with the NASCAR boys here shortly. We're trying to figure that one out. It's the same weekend, so if that tells you anything. We blowing smoke Thursday night. I have a meeting Thursday night. I can't be there. Undertaker, please pass along my hello to everybody over there, Austin, Dustin, and all the boys I can't be there this Thursday, bro. Yeah, so motorsports is going to be huge. We're going to have a lot of involvement in that across IHRA, NASCAR, ARCA, ASA. We've got a lot of opportunities this year for people. Just sent the budget up for approval yesterday, so we'll see what the powers that be that might say. And keep in mind, none of this stuff is free, guys. We still got to travel. We got to get people to the event. Sometimes we have to stay overnight due to our travel. And yeah, it's not free. Our partners are amazing. They really are. They give us stuff at a very, very reduced cost. They're very, very gracious with their time and their attention and all the stuff that they afford us the opportunity to do to take veterans to the tracks. So if you could help us out, and that donate over there in the chat. Help us out as best you can. If you'd like Save 22 to come to one of your events, if you'd like to conduct a fundraiser for Save 22, hey, get in touch with us. We have multiple ways for you to get in touch with us. Right down here at the bottom is our phone number, 833-ISAVE22, or you can check us out at the website, save22.vet. Website is getting revamped, right? We're looking to relaunch that website here in the next 30 days, hopefully by the end. Oh, it's not even 30 days now. Holy crap, it's like 10 days. We're hoping to relaunch it by the end of January. Just a new look, better navigation, click links, all that stuff, trying to set some things up. So kudos to all our people in the background that are working on that. Josh, Jason, Chase, another corporation. So thank you very much. We'll talk about that when that happens. But thank you for all of that you're doing in the background to help out Save 22. 2026 is going to be an amazing year. I know it. I feel it, right? Things are just going to happen. Why? Because we keep showing up. That's why. Something else I wanted to put on here. Oh, there it is. Email the show. Right there. TuesdayTalk at save22.vet. We're really looking for people that want to share their experiences, right? You want to tell your story and what you're doing now. And never forget that your story might inspire somebody to make a change, to get help, to ask for that thing that they've been really struggling to ask for, right? Never know who you can inspire. You inspire, not expire. We don't want to do that. You never know who you can inspire. So share your story, tell it out, right? Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. It's okay. Leave it to a higher power. Give it up. Give it up. We are here. We've made choices. Let's live with them and let's move on, shall we? Let's keep moving forward. Let's make it happen. There are so many cliches that you can just throw out there, but that's as simply as I can put it. Undertaker was talking about it earlier. You're right. Keep it simple. Absolutely. I think we all remember that in the military, the KISS method, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Well, keep it simple. Stop overcomplicating it. We do a lot of it right up here. So I'm going to leave y'all. That's all I got. We're going to show the video again at the end here and call it good. So hit us up, TuesdayTalk at save22.vet. Follow us at Save22 Veterans on the YouTube and all the socials. Send us a message. Let us know what you're doing. How can we help? How can we be there? What can we do for you? And what can you do for us? Right? So, hey, hit us up.
Hearts laid bare, battle scars we all still wear. Through the storm, through the fight, searching for hope in the dead of night. No more hiding, no more shame. Face the fire, call the name. Lessons learned, on my chest no matter the cost. Tuesday Talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand.
Peace out, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you soon.